Story 14. The Fakir's Simple Wisdom. On a calm and sunny morning, a wise fakir sat peacefully on the grassy bank of a flowing river, observing the gentle ripples that danced across the water's surface. As he sat there, lost in contemplation, a curious traveler happened to pass by and noticed the fakir's serene demeanor. Intrigued, the traveler approached and asked, "Baba, what are you doing here by the river?" The fakir, with a calm smile, replied, "I am waiting for the entire river's water to flow away so that I might cross it with ease." The traveler was taken aback by this response and said, "But Baba, if you wait for all the water to flow away, you will never be able to cross the river." The fakir nodded knowingly and said, "This is what I often tell people who say they will live freely and joyfully after their life's responsibilities are fulfilled." He continued, "Just like the river that never stops flowing, life's responsibilities never truly end. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, we must learn to find our way through them." Meanwhile, in a distant kingdom, there lived a benevolent king who was deeply loved by his subjects for his kindness and generosity. He worked tirelessly to ensure that no one in his kingdom went hungry or homeless. He opened hospitals so that everyone could receive medical care, and he provided his people with everything they needed to live comfortably. Despite his efforts, the king noticed that his people were never fully satisfied, and no matter how many of their demands he met, new ones always seemed to arise. The king struggled with the realization that the desires of his people were endless, and his resources, though vast, were not infinite. The constant pressure to satisfy every wish began to weigh heavily on him, and over time, he fell gravely ill. During the king's illness, an esteemed saint happened to visit the kingdom. Hearing of the king's plight, the saint decided to pay him a visit. When the saint arrived, he found the king bedridden, his face etched with worry and exhaustion. The king, desperate for relief, shared his burdens with the saint, saying, "Maharaj, despite all my efforts, I cannot seem to satisfy my people's endless desires. Please help me find peace and take away my sorrow." The saint listened intently and, after a moment of reflection, offered his wisdom to the troubled ruler. "Dear king," the saint began gently, "your suffering stems from a fundamental misunderstanding. You are trying to fulfill every desire of your people, but it is crucial to understand that desires are insatiable." The saint continued, "The mind is a restless creature, and the more you give, the more it craves. True happiness doesn't come from fulfilling every desire, but from learning to control them. By teaching your people the value of contentment and moderation, you can lead them to a more fulfilling life." The king listened intently, absorbing the saint's profound words. For the first time, he understood that the key to happiness lay not in endlessly meeting demands, but in cultivating a sense of inner peace and balance. This realization brought a sense of calm to the king's troubled heart, and with renewed wisdom, he began to recover his health. Both the fakir by the river and the king in the palace learned essential lessons about the nature of life and desires. While the fakir showed that waiting for the perfect moment is futile, the king discovered that true fulfillment comes from controlling desires rather than surrendering to them. These stories remind us that life is an ongoing journey, much like the flowing river, and that we must learn to navigate its currents with wisdom and grace. By embracing contentment and understanding the impermanent nature of desires, we can find peace and joy in the present moment. The lessons of the Fakir and the saint continue to inspire, urging us to live thoughtfully and meaningfully, regardless of life's endless demands.